diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Corey Brown Jr., who's a defensive tackle out of Valdosta State. How you doing, man?
Good, Jimmy. Thank you for having me.
Can you just explain to the viewers, just a brief summary of your overall career?
Well, I've been playing all over. I'm a DMV kid. I played for Woodrow Wilson High School, Suitland High School, and ended up graduating from the Avalon School, Gaithersburg, Maryland. After that, went to junior college route. Played for Arizona Western College for 2 years, earning my associate's degree. Ended up signing with Central Oklahoma last year. Wonderful time, but had to move on, and now currently at Valdosta State University.
So yeah, you've been all over the map, more or less, lately.
Yes,
Not everybody gets gets to go to like D1. Obviously you ended up going the JUCO route. Ended up going to Central Oklahoma, and then at Valdosta State, which Valdosta State's probably one of the best D2 schools that you could possibly ask for. Because those guys are like always in the running for like national titles and such. So, Corey, I have you in my notes. 6'3", 322 pounds, so that definitely makes you an imposing guy on that defensive line. What sort of positions have you played there, like on the defensive line?
I played all over between 1 tech, 0 tech, 2I, 3 tech, mostly interior, being dominant. Either way it goes, from the A gaps to the B gaps.
Great. So, obviously big guy to have, on the defensive line. I mean, I feel like a lot of guys are going to look at that size and they're going to say, this guy just kind of plugs up the middle. I mean, that's more or less your job.
Yeah.
But what would you say is the best part about your game, like the best thing you bring to the table?
The best thing I bring to the table was just being dominant, powerful, explosive, having a high IQ, knowing what's going on with formations or backfields of quarterback tendencies to running back tendencies to offensive lineman tendencies, and just watching how offensive coordinators work and just seeing the consecutive and repetitive plays that they call in certain situations and scenarios. So just being smart.
And what have you been working on like this particular off season? I mean, obviously, you guys aren't playing right now. Just maybe talk to me a little bit about that situation and really just some of the things that you've been doing this off season.
I'm just working on really much pass rush, being more dominant, being all-around aspect rather than just being run dominant. So I've been working with Cam Spence, defensive line specialist who works with plenty of NFL guys, college guys, that's really developing now, and some are playing, some are not, but just watching these past weeks, showing the development of their pass rush really has helped, and just mentally taking those as well too. So.
Cool. And what's like the situation like right there, like at Valdosta? I mean, how are you guys in your restrictions with the quarantine stuff?
We're doing well. We have really 0 to none really testing positive for corona. Just being precaution, working out and stuff like that, and just staying 6 feet apart, wearing our masks on during conditioning days, lifting days, stuff like that. Just keeping each other accountable to hold each other safe, but also still working hard.
Cool. So Corey, really one of the big things about you, and I'm gonna be completely honest, that drew me to you, is really just your physicality and the fact that you can get at it in the weight room. I have that you have a 415-pound max bench, 700-pound max. I believe that's back squat. Talk to me about the weight room, man. Like, which one of those exercises are like, which one means the most to you? And just in general, just talk to me about like how you got to where you are right now.
I mean, I first started off working out since I was 14 years old with my godfather, Sean Washington, who runs multiple gyms now in Florida and Maryland, back home to it, called Monster Maker. And just being always competitive in the weight room, which transfers to the field and also to the classroom to me. So it's just a mindset that I have that he developed us, put me in and others to make sure we have different aspects and working hard. But I mean, legs are power, so I had to go with legs and that back squat.
Cool, man. That's good. That's good stuff. Walk me through your game day. Do you have any like ritualistic things you do like before a game just to get yourself either psyched up or just ready to go out there and play?
Yeah, I mean, first I always bring my Bible that my grandmother gave me. That's very dear and special to me. To always make sure that I have that with me, just having God with me, knowing that He's with me every step of the way. Playing soft tone music on the background, like just making sure my mind is clear before I actually go into chaos and go into war with my brothers to make sure I'm fine. So maybe some old B's, maybe some Teddy Pendergrass or, some Drake, some current time, stuff like that. So it's the little things.
Cool. And, walk me through maybe a memorable play, a moment, a game, some highlight in your career so far that you're willing to share.
Yeah, so we played the national championship year my freshman year at Arizona Western. We played against East Mississippi. They told us a lot of freshmen wouldn't play that much because they wanted the sophomores to get out and get offers, of course, and because they had to get out and go to their universities. So when our defensive lineman helmets came off and they tugged me out of the jersey and threw me on the field saying, you got to go in for 2 plays. So me having an opportunity to make the TFL and make plays then, and also being so frightened as a freshman because of all the people, the big crowd and all the recruiters watching, just really opened my eyes how good I really can be in the next level. So that's one thing I remember.
Cool. Let's talk just for a second about like who you are like outside of football. Talk to me maybe what you're doing as a student, like what your major is, and any other passions or interests, hobbies, whatever, like outside of football that you're willing to share about yourself.
Well, I'm majoring in communications and like a little minor in mass media. So just being all tech savvy, just making all the creative videos and good angles and stuff like that really keeps me focused. And as a person, as myself, I'm just a quiet, chill guy, humble guy, really kind of a homebody, but can relate to a lot of people and open up to a lot of people and just can really hang and adapt. That's why I can be able to go so many places and go to so many universities and stuff like that, just to be adaptive and be loving.
Cool. I do want to give you the opportunity to maybe give a shout out to a few guys that have really just helped you along the way. Talk to me a little bit about maybe some of the mentors, coaches that have helped mold you into the person and player you are today.
Well, of course, like I said before, my godfather, Sean Washington, he has been a great blessing on my life. He's helped me get this far, honestly, and mentally, spiritually, and physically ready to get to the next level. Cam Spence, who's also my D-line coach back home with pass rushing, the knowledge of the game, and just having that young aspect and knowing that same energy as me to keep going. Selton Hodge, who also runs the gym back there too, keeping up the brand, keeping up nice and running for us to make sure we have the same work as well as Sean Washington would. So.
Cool. Kind of same deal. Always like to give a little bit of love to some of your teammates. So give me maybe, I don't know, a few guys. I mean, you've been a little bit of everywhere, so maybe like, I don't know, 3 guys or so that have really stuck out in your experience so far.
Well, who really stuck out to me is Ralph Singleton, Jerome Brown, Rogan Wells, Thomas Incoon, a couple guys that from other schools, T.J. Roberts, and Kobe Underwood, which all of them have phenomenal film, great characteristics, great men. So, I know to be blessed enough to be in this position I'm in now. So.
Great. Yeah, a lot of good guys there. I mean, again, at least, I'm fairly familiar with Valdosta State, so I mean, I know that there's a good handful of guys there that really deserve a look. Obviously, there are other guys there too that you've spent some time with as well. So, hey, as we begin to wrap up, I always ask the why question. Just tell me why you play football.
I play football because of my family and God and myself. That's what really means on me. That's what determines me every day. Just knowing my upbringing and how I came up from my past and how much I overcame with the help of my mom and God. And just self-ambition. And also just this has been a lifestyle for me since I was 14 years old. It's always been embedded in me to get better, to be better at the sport, get better at life and classroom too. So it's
Great. And very final thing for you, Corey, is just give me your final pitch to a professional team. You know, why should they sign you? What would you bring as a teammate?
I bring good leadership, good positive energy to the locker room. I would bring durability, you know, not really having that many injuries and no surgeries at all. IQ on the field, knowing what formations that offensive coordinators would like to run by, like I said, backfield tendencies of quarterbacks, running backs, offensive linemen, and just determination and power. And you can't stop the athleticism of me being that powerful to outweigh a man or offensive lineman or running back that's trying to block me. So there's everything in the book.
Great. To be quite honest with you, Corey, I mean, not having a lot of injuries, that's great. I mean, because there's a lot of guys that I know have had so many injuries. So I pray that you obviously don't have to deal with that. But I mean, you know, just continue to do what you do, man. I mean, you're doing a great job. I mean, you're certainly getting noticed. You know, again, a guy that plays the nose on the defensive line that I really feel that you know, more and more people really need to get to know. So definitely check out his tape. Corey, this has been cool. I appreciate our time together. Again, this is Corey Brown Jr., defensive tackle, Valdosta State. Best of luck to you going forward, bro.
Yes, sir. God bless you. Thank you for having me, Jimmy.